on the XP lane.
Yeah, if it isn't the EXP lane. And this is what we were discussing. We need to see Cerezo have a more proactive role for Bigetron. Something that allows him to win lane, clear lane fast, or maybe beat the opposing EXP laner so that he has more presence in the map over Boots.
We've seen Dire of Uranus before. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
It didn't work out as well, but having the Kaja there to ensure that they can't run away is going to be a big boost for this Dire of. And it does feel a little bit desperate because we saw the Dire of getting banned before. So it does feel like a little bit of mind games coming in from Coach Yeb.
Yeah.
Showing the Uranus very early. Basically forcing Bigetron Alpha to instantly pick the Dire of.
Yeah, and you can feel it. And Onic, I love seeing this. I just need to interject real quick. I love this energy right now coming in from the Sonics. I think it's going to the second phase. Yeah, I subscribe to that idea. This sort of like mind games, baiting out from Onic. And they're now going for a Haka Moreno strat. So his top heroes, the only thing left remaining for him is a Farsa. But this does not look like a fun Farsa game already.
Well, if he wants to pick the Varsia, I think a lot of heroes can dive into the Varsia.
Exactly.
But, when facing against Cloud, facing against Dyrant, who are just easily to get captured, I'm thinking about maybe Onic gonna use Keyboy's Cho.
A Cho would be great.
That would be great. Yeah, I agree. I kind of feel like with Onic, it almost doesn't matter what the opponent has, just use it.
Yep. Not even just a Cho. Along with the Cho, they could go Grok, Roam if they want to. They took out the Lancelot, so yeah, they're also respecting a Super Ken pickup. Now Bigetron Alpha's pick here. Mage for Moreno. He did say in an interview that there are...
We're not being biased, we just love this song.
It's the chant.
The Sonics are right beside us. We can't help but sing along.
I almost want to shut up for a little bit just so that the audience can hear
You know, yeah.
the chanting. Yeah,
Let's sink it in.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful chant for them.
Yeah. All right. Moreno did say before he has a lot more mid laners available. Oh, there we go. Hey, Colius, you've been bringing up the Snillia since challenge season.
Yeah, and finally it shows on the grand final match. Oh my god.
Dude, first picked in SPS. I mean, honestly, going up against a Paramis, it's alright. Going up against like a Farsa and Eve, the Lilia doesn't feel great. So, if anything, this is one of the drafts that, okay, it can work. It definitely can work. The only thing that I'm looking at the draft coming in from BTR right now is just that Kaja's best friend is just the Dire. And we still don't know whether this Dire is going to the jungle or the EXP.
But with Lilia, I think they can bait the Joy, Rhythm of Joy, the ultimate.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So when the Joy is coming for Lilia, Lilia just using the Black Shoes, and Joy didn't have the ultimate anymore.
Yeah. So there it is. It's actually going to be a Grok pick, as I mentioned, for Onic. I think it's because they're also looking at someone who can help hold the front line to bait out the Black Shoes. And then once the Black Shoes have been expended, that's when Grok will enter alongside more control coming in from the Faramis, if ever.
Yeah, but I think Direct can go to the jungler and they can pick the Rizla. The Rizla is the nemesis of...
it's Hayabusa.
Hayabusa. I don't know how to... Okay, Hayabusa is actually good against Faramis because you can bait out the altar first.
Yes.
And then go out and use the Quad Shadow again to re-engage. But, you know, I've heard your thoughts. Now I want to hear the thoughts of the casters. What do you guys feel about this game?
I think we're in agreement, me and Mirko here at the desk, that there may be something between BTR and just the draft. It seems like Coach Mafia, aka Coach Yeb, and Coach Sexy, Coach Aldo, have gotten into each other's heads. If you know, you know. Welcome to game number 2. Here at your service, my name is Leo, and Mirko, it's another moment for us to say, what's up with the Haya?
Yeah, I mean, game 1 we didn't like the Haya, we were proven wrong. Game 2 we don't like the Haya, but I think this time, I really don't like the Haya. This time. Last time, I didn't like the Haya, but I didn't hate the Haya. This time, I dislike the Haya. right? So Hayabusa in this composition against the Faramis, we've seen multiple times that it is a very good pick against the Faramis early game. You can bait out the Cole Ultra. If you are able to get that lead, then hey, yes, you can bait it out and you can win the team fights in with your mobility alone.
And with that, it's clear. The image for a BTR, their programming in this game is to overload on damage. It's as clean a pickoff as it gets, but wait, are you gonna get it? This way, Super Vin, just crossing casually like a walk in the park across 3 members of Onic this early on.
Classic Vin. Did this when he was at RRQ, now in Bigetron Alpha. It's still the same Vin, just with a super in front of his name. But this time, it's gonna be punished. Forced to flicker out. Oh, the wall almost catching him off angle.
All right. Fortunate for all the Biget Troopers watching is your man's Vin here is actually rocking a fully shot together. So yeah, it's not going to be as hard to punish. Looking at the emblems once more. This is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, we're seeing a Lilia, at least in a while.
Yeah.
At least post-patch. And here is what Moreno brings via his emblem suite. Lethal Ignition.
First time in the Challenge Finals, I think. I don't think I remember seeing it in the group stages, and especially in the playoffs. So we'll see how it works out. Against the Faramis, like Lufel said, it isn't a bad matchup per se, but it is a very difficult matchup to pull off against Uranus coming down now. On the Super Ken, forcing a retribution. Up against the some damage right now as he collapsed onto Boots. Shadow Kill used up Boots! No, doesn't fall! Super Ken forced back, and Boots just gets out with a sprint.
Short. Just one more basic attack, one more proc would have done it. Now Vin in trouble, but lives to tell the tale. A lot of close calls here. Approaching the 2-minute mark. First turtle spawning in just a few more seconds. How about we talk about this gold lane matchup? This is more of a classic compared to what happened last game. It's the Beatrix versus the Claude.
Yeah, but in the other matchup, I would say 1-1 versus Claude, it's mostly just a farming battle. For this lane, I do believe Saken will have a little bit more to say when it comes down to these trades, but it's CW with a better clear, obviously, on this Beatrix. Let's take a look here. Divine Judgment coming down on Boots.
Oh, Keyboy already uses his wild charge. Saken puts up some shadows.
Quad Shadow coming in as well. Super Ken goes to the rectory, but Kyrie takes it. Shadow Stampede, bringing him back. It's first blood over to Onic, and then 2 for Kyrie.
The 1 gets 2 early on after turtle score. 2.5 minutes in. Onic will slow ball.
Man, 1.7k gold lead in 2 minutes. If you thought game 1 was fast, Onic are trying to speedrun Bigetron Alpha.
How's this for BBE?
Big boss energy.
They're literally just walking in to your jungle and Sans crossing the river and saying, recall.
That's the sound effect.
Oh, wait.
Sans recalling. If you do Keyboy and Sans, right? Recalling at the same time, it creates so much of a distraction. And I think Bigetron Alpha, no. Everyone who faces them really understands that SCW waiting on that BMI.
There seems to be some physics involved, quantum physics involved that gravitate you towards them. When you see them recalling, especially in sync, you're like, I gotta give something to these guys. I can't let them do this for free.
Gotta punish them, gotta try to punch them, do something. You can't just let them do that. And it always fights them back, right? Every single team who gets distracted by those recalls has been punished. Now Kyrie down below. Saken's actually forcing this out, but Kyrie's done enough to stone him away. Now Keyboy is pinching them down in the bush, and that's all the turret shield taken by CW and Kyrie.
That's so much bank for Calvin Renata and the rest of Onic that was present at the siege of that tier 1, taking away all the shields. Almost instantly that put him, Miracle, 600 gold ahead of Saken.
This is not a normal 600 gold lead. When a Beatrix has a lead like this up against a Claude, you can expect the Claude to just completely get bullied. Here as well, Saken not going for the steel leg plates, going for the warrior boots instead, needs that mobility, has the Brave Smite, and he thinks that the Brave Smite is going to get him through lane. Yes, but when it comes down to the burst here, one Bennett's Rage might take him out.
Now, Turtle spawns once more, approaching half its health. Keyboy and Kyrie put him on perimeter as CW chunks away. Retribution, another score, free for Onic.
Clean game, clinical performance by Onic. Game 1 and now even cleaner in game 2. This time they're not even giving anything away to Bigetron Alpha. The Turtle was still back and forth in game number 1. Bigetron, heck, they even were able to secure more. But Onyx oppression across the map is very, very visible here in the item builds.
Yep, you'll see here that Sakin is holding on. Man, that gold lead is already ballooned up to 800. Bladed Spare already on CW. And huge, 1,000 and change up on Kyrie. It looks like they want more. Kyrie can pop this dance. He can get the rhythm and beats anytime he wants. Oh, but the turret still stands and CW takes it.
Renner basic attack takes the turret out. Now the Renner's apathy as well used up to try to clear the wave. Sakin and the rest of Bigetron Alpha forced to move into this mid lane to start grouping up, maybe to look for a cheeky pick.
As we leave the laning phase, approaching the 6-minute mark, Turtle up in just under a minute. I'm wondering, Mirko, BTR, game 1, it was clear. They just wanted to scale out of their minds, right? Take it to 20, 25 minutes. Here, what's BTR looking for? They want to burst out, pick off. Will they get on Boots?
Divine Judgment, Quad Shadow, everything used up. Boots will fall. It's a kill over to Bigetron Alpha. A very expensive kill, though. 2 ultimates, 1 battle spell, make it 2 with Super Ken's Red Tree.
Shock and awe. Super Ken gets punished by Kyrie!
Solo kill up top. Super Ken didn't have the Quad Shadows, gets completely punished for it. Kyrie, if you're up against Kyrie on a Hayabusa yourself, man, Kyrie's a Hayabusa user. He understands that hero.
He's in your head.
He is.
Talk about 1v1 with the Great One, and now they commit Grand Theft Purple. Kyrie just doesn't stop.
Free purple buff. And now Onic, they choose to go straight for the turtle, and they don't. They pace themselves. They understand there's no real reason to force these objectives. They have the game under control.
Yep.
They can utilize that lead instead of rushing to objectives.
Art takes time, and here they are painting a picture wherein BTR can't clap back. 7 minutes in, Keyboy with the pull. Kyrie just picked up his Holy Crystal, and Bigetron Alpha are moving as a unit. That 1 kill they scored about a few moments ago was done via this rotation. Now there's a pull!
Call Alter, though, with a wild charge on the 3 from Keyboy! Kyrie on the back! Wipes them down. Super Cat now with the Quad Shadow and the Shadow kill on the Keyboy. Getting a few damage done, but Sans takes them out.
Traded for Keyboy. Kyrie hunting for more. Current tally, 3 for 1. The casualties are through the roof. Onic are ballooning on forward, approaching the 5,000 gold lead. And with enough time to actually go for the turtle.
My goodness, let's take a look at the instant replay. That happened so quick. I thought Super Ken was taken out there, but he was able to Quad Shadow back out and in again to at least find 1 kill on the board. But man, it was still just absolute value for Onic.
And with that, all big wins so far going for Onic. But what a simple trade up top and in mid. A huge gank up top, yes. Bigger Troopers, count your blessings. But right now, it's looking dire. It is a dark and cloudy day for the red robots as they struggle to give Super Ken his purple.
It seems like throughout SBS Challenge Finals playoffs, the world just doesn't want to see Mirko do the call dog, but Onic really wants to see the call dog, man.
I'm seeing your hips are shaking, man. It's close, especially with Onic here. 1 game up, on their way to a 2-0. 8 minutes and a half in. Now they're going to deprive Super Ken of his orange. I wonder what the play is down bottom. Besides taking the tier 1 turret, what else can this map presence up top do? Shadow kill already spent.
Oh, and that's a very expensive Shadow. Oh, what happened down below? With the Divine Judgment vid. And Sakin falls off cam to Kyrie and Sans.
That was a tag team match. Y'all didn't want to miss, playa. So our production team put up a little camera there to explain what just happened. And yeah, no, I think that's just a clear picture of what this gold lead is doing. They were outgunned, and it seemed like they were outmanned. Even if it was a fair 2v2, there just wasn't enough on the board for Vin and Sakin to take on Kyrie and Sans.
The analysts were talking about how maybe Bigetron Alpha could try to bank on the early game more Renner's apathy, taking Moreno low. But now that Bigetron Alpha have banked more into the early game, it seems like they're just playing into Onic's game. Onic wants you to play in, to get reeled in by the controlled chaos that is their game plan. And Bigetron Alpha, game number 2, they took it.
They bit down on the bait. They followed. They said, hey, we got candy over here. Okay, mister, let's get some candy. And that's what this 10-minute mark is looking like. That's what this First Lord seems like for Onic, they are light years ahead of Bigetron Alpha in terms of economy. We're looking for the snap. We're looking for the comeback. Where could it come from? Maybe off of a pickoff, maybe off of a punish. I'd say it's inside the base. We've seen comebacks like that happen in the playoffs, inside the base. But with Kyrie picking up his Blood Wings CW on his Wind of Nature, Onic are closing up all the gaps.
They really are. Taking a look at the gold lead, man, for just the cold laner, CW and Sakan. 2 levels up for CW. And it's 2,000 gold that he has over Sakan.
The whole item.
BOD, Melfic Roar, now Wind of Nature. At this point, he can just go for complete the Blade of Heptases. You were doing that much damage to Moreno with just one Renner's Apathy without Heptases. With Heptases, that might be a one-shot, Leo.
Yep, you pop him. And if not, you send him home. All the more you can make whatever you want work. A siege, a push, a wipeout. If Bigetron Alpha don't respect that here, even within their base, it's over. 11 minutes in. Lord marching through. Conceal play by Keyboy.
Torizo trying to look for an opening in this team fight. Super Ken up top, trying to clear the waves. Keyboy taken to a quarter of his HP. Bottom lane still cleared out, and Bigetron Alpha, utilizing these base turret passive, are still able to clear out the wave that has hit their base.
Great defense by BTR. Definitely something that they can rely on. Their waves clear speed and wait. Oh, they're coming in.
They don't want to end it just like that. Onic wants a successful siege. Boots, oh my god, he missed him. Strike connects with a flicker. Woo! But Boots just takes it like an absolute Chad.
A Giga Chad. Now they're going to go ahead and see what else they can find. Supervin almost got deserted, almost got cornered. Triangle offense almost laid down upon him, and he now retreats. Purple buff here gonna get stolen away. CW scores. Man, 12 minutes in. Lord coming up. Oh wait!
What Keyboy! 4-man wild charge! Into the rhythm and without minions in a Renner's Apathy! That should be a base turret. CW snipes it down without minions, Leo!
I was trying to explain something, Keyboy, and it says, nah fam, watch this.
Shut up, Leo. He basically said that in the politest way possible. He's a polite man.
I accept. Keyboy and I were good. But wow! Not just a pick off on Ken, but a take on that mid lane inhibitor. Now bottom as well. Gonna go, Boots!
Oh, if he survives that, man, would have been crazy. CW was looking to try to predict where the BMI was. Sans Kyrie and CW. 3v1. Oh my god, Moreno! What? Deleted off of the face of the Land of Dawn!
Huge damage coming in from Kyrie. And again, this is a good lineup to actually time out the Black Shoes, to time out whatever iframes or mobility spells Bigetron Alpha have. They not only fear the wild charge, they fear the pull from the Faramis. They fear Kyrie just sitting in a random bush, ready to pop them. They fear the Renner shots.
They fear everything, and it's clear. It's clear why. 3.36k gold lead over the gold laners. DHS. And final item, I'm just waiting to see what the Fury Hammer goes to. Heptases, Hunter Strike. He doesn't even need to go for the Haas Claws. Usually you see Haas Claws, but now CW has one thing in mind: to melt these members down.
Here we go. They're going to hunting. Keyboy with the conceal. Oh, Bigetron Alpha. They smell shenanigans. They go for the recall. And Onic, they're biding their time. Sans doesn't spot them. They make it home.
Almost catches them though, man. I mean, my goodness. What are Bigetron Alpha supposed to do? Just seems like it's Onic's game. Onic are forcing them to do everything. Go back to base. Yes, sir.
All right, now defend. Okay. There's a Lord coming in. Protect your inhibitor. All right. And now the defense of a lifetime. Game 2 here. Up for Onic to take. Lord gets melted down. Bigetron Alpha still breathing. We're just going up top. Torizo finds one. Bigetron Alpha still here.
That was good damage on the Sans. I think that's what started this defense. But again, these team fights. Oh, Super Ken jumping in, trying to bait out the wild charge. Keyboy still holding on to it. One basic attack with the Renner. Takes Torizo to half. Renner's Apathy. No! Sakan forced back. Base wide open. Torizo jumping in now. Not using the Wisdom Strike just yet. Wild charge connecting only on Super Ven right now. The lazy duet gets popped.
Overloaded on damage. Bigetron now have to back out. They time out the Cult Altar, and they're still here.
Still defendable. Bigetron Alpha. They lose another base turret, but that's about it. You can see it from the Lord advantage, only 600 gold for Onic.
Look at the damage that Moreno is putting out. Wow, 1,000 and change ahead of Kyrie. And Kyrie's sitting at 5-0. That just paints a picture of how well. Oh wait, they broke it out!
A Prism Strike used up, but Boots just stands there once again like a Chad. Sans emoting. The Onic logo comes in as Rizzo gets taken out by Kyrie.
With a man down, Bigetron Alpha can't defend the way they used to. With a man down, the end seems ever more inevitable. Boots coming in, they're clearing the waves. Kyrie taking the orange here. This could be it. I think Onic smelled blood in the water.
Oh, Moreno already forced to use the black shoes. Kyrie diving deep into the base. Rhythm popped in, Super Ken. Last quad. Down! Rager's apathy! CW!
He's down. 3 defenders left, and the rest of Onic are here. All 5 men. Called Alter!
Super Vin jumping in, blazing to wet everything used. But Onic, they say targeted. CW with a double kill. 2-0, Onic.
This one lasted a little longer. A few more impressive moments in this one for BTR. But Onic have never been cleaner. Onic have never been as oppressive. Not as they did here. Such a clean game, 14-3.
Chewe.